right, our continuing coverage of the Prime Minister's response on the snc-lavalin scandal this morning, speaking to reporters in Ottawa, joining us in studio, back with us again. Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks for having me.
Warren Kinsella, first of all, lots of things said. Let's start with this phrase, erosion of trust. He uses it to apply to what perhaps went on within his party, but has he eroded trust with the Canadian people?
That is the headline of this morning, erosion of trust. And he acknowledges that there was, but he suggests it was between him and Jody Wilson-Raybould, when in fact, and I mean, the New York Times just broke a story about his press conference, the erosion of trust really, I think, and the polls suggest this is so, is between the Prime Minister and the Canadian people. Increasingly, including Liberals, are indicating that they don't trust him on this story.
Let's talk about a couple of things that he confirmed when he spoke today. He confirmed what Jody Wilson-Raybould said, that when they had this meeting in September that he brought up being a member of Parliament for Papineau. He says that was not partisan. He also confirmed that he directed his staff to follow up on this discussion. We had not heard that before. And he confirmed that he says that he would have her review it. But he did not bring up that she said, yes, I'll take a look, but my answer stays the same.
That's right. He said, this is a quote, revisit the decision. He said that a number of times. And previously we'd been told, well, actually, Mr. Butts said yesterday, well, it's her decision. And what's apparent is, well, yeah, it was her decision, guys, as long as she makes the decision we want her to make. And that is the problem here, is they were, and I think he's confirmed it this morning in this extraordinary press conference, they were interfering with the decision-making of the Attorney General of Canada, and that is against every rule we've got.
He also said they wanted to protect jobs, and his quote was, that's what we did. So is the did removing her as Attorney General?
Yeah, and the jobs, like...
Is that a confirmation?
Yeah, it was a confirmation. This really was all about this one engineering firm in the province of Quebec that was very successfully lobbying. And, you know, in fairness to SNC, they were quite open about the lobby. If you look at their registrations in the lobbyist registry, they were right out there as to what they were doing. The problem is what the lobbied people did afterwards, and what the Prime Minister's confirmed this morning is that basically they were telling Jody Wilson-Raybould what to do.
All right, I want to talk about a couple of things that were not answered. These are the two that were asked repeatedly and were not addressed, which is why not keep her on as AG? He said we need strong people leading different parts of government, implying perhaps that she's not strong. And then he just backed away from the question altogether.
Yeah, and what they did, you know, what came out yesterday for the first time, and by the way, Gerald Butts apparently is allowed to talk about that period, you know, after the shuffle, an unelected staff person,
right.
But Jody Wilson-Raybould, the former cabinet minister, isn't. But anyway, Butts confirmed, you know, they offered her basically control of the Indian Act. The Indian Act is in the Liberal platform. They want to get rid of it. It was kind of like offering Nelson Mandela control of apartheid or something. It was just a gross insult to Jody Wilson-Raybould and Indigenous people.
There's more to dig into, too, as well as his characterization of Jody Wilson-Raybould, some of the things he said. One of the things we did not hear, however, was an apology.